Hello again, Struck Pop. Welcome back to another day of streaming Outriders, or evening as it is my place. So yeah, I will be doing what I was doing yesterday, some farming of mods, maybe get a legendary, and this time this legendary won't go to my stash, but actually be able to equip it. I've been busy today editing that farming video where I'm showing the two commercial methods with the chests and with the... oh shit, I need to stop this before it starts. The two commercial methods, the one with the 5 chests and the one I was doing on my streams with McCain, and another one that I like because it's not as boring, and I've included that, the payback quest method. Definitely not as efficient, but at least a little bit less boring. So I'm not gonna play on this one. I'm probably gonna play on the Techno. I'm gonna see if I can make my Technomancer be able to run it quickly. Because I did a day of farming on the Trickster, a day of farming on the Devastator. Now today is gonna be the Technomancer, which doesn't have much gear, but we'll see. Oh no, cancel. I wouldn't mind doing some chest runs, but chest runs are super boring, and you as viewers probably wouldn't want to see me run chests without a single second of action. Chest farming is the Care Bear version of farming. It's more efficient as per people, what people are saying. I still haven't been able to confirm because I haven't been able to get a drop from chests, and I did some farming last night. Let's quickly check for purple weapons or armor in the store. 0.
Good to see you again. You'll be pleased to know the hounds are still scared.
0.
Give me the goods.
Alright, I've got the quest for McCain. Let's go. If anyone wants to join me, I'm as yesterday, I'm open for grouping up if someone wants to play together. Just keep in mind this hero doesn't have perfect gear anymore. It's not like my heroes from yesterday that at least I could solo. So I'm not even sure I can solo. I'm thinking of removing certain things. This one is gonna get replaced. So let's see, do I have a shield maiden? Shield maiden somewhere would be amazing. Yeah, this one barely has any stuff. This is gonna go away, this is gonna go away, this is gonna go away. And this is gonna go away. And this is gonna go away. A lot of stuff is going away. So let's see for any mods that are about scrap now. This one needs to change. Okay, this goes away as well. And let's go. Let's see if I can solo that bossy boss with this setup. Straight up going for him. I should be able to. I mean, I'm using the tools that need to be used. Am I having trouble seeing? Was that all of them? Yeah, I'm not used to a build like that. I need to get some good level 9 stuff though. Oh, there was someone behind me? When? Thought I killed the guy there. Alright. I cleared everything. Well, I don't think I would be able to do the boss with this setup. I just don't have the gear needed to do it on technical myself by going straight up to the boss. I think it's going to be an epic fail and I might have to go back to the slow mode of farming. Maybe not. Maybe not. That was a lot better than I expected. Okay, it works. A lot better than what I expected. Okay, works. That means I can solve this. But if someone wants to do it together, do tell. Yesterday I got that one weapon and and it went straight to my stash. Most likely won't get his wiki today because we've got like 3 hours of farming only, even less than 3 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours 50 minutes or so, 2 hours 45-50 minutes. In those I'm not expecting to get a legendary, but I was busy editing studio. Aragon says glitch time. What glitch? I'm not glitching, dude. This is not a glitch. And the chest farming method is also not a glitch. So yeah. I'm not abusing a bug, a glitch. So this is just how the game works. But welcome back, Aragon. Welcome back. Diablo 2 Remaster going to be huge. Yeah, of course. It will be huge. But I'm kind of disappointed about some things. They've kept a lot of things that were very outdated and broken, such as the potion system. I wish they had more Diablo 3 style potion system, Chaos Bane style potion system in the remaster. But the purists wouldn't like it. The purists wouldn't like it, and they have to cater toward the purists because purists who play the game more than the non-purists. The more hardcore players like it with the least amount of changes. But I would have liked a better modernized potion system that's more akin to 2021, not the outdated potion system that we have in Diablo 2. But it's fine, even with that potion system I'm gonna have to get used to it all over again. The most played game of all time? I mean, probably. I doubt it's gonna beat Minecraft. I doubt it will beat Minecraft because kids don't play Diablo. Kids play Minecraft. Minecraft is played from people between ages, let's say, 4, 5 and 94, 95. So Diablo's not gonna come anywhere near Minecraft because it's just catering towards a more mature audience, not the youngsters, and the more active audience. What do you mean release expansion? Diablo 2 Remaster is coming with the expansion included, with the World of Destruction expansion included. It would be unfair to the original game if they release additional expansion to Diablo 2 Remaster. If they release another expansion on top of it. Diablo 4 is okay. If Diablo 4 sucks, we would have Diablo 2 Remaster. I don't think Diablo 4 will suck because from what I've seen there's a lot of good stuff there and they're changing some of the annoying things. Yet the potion system in Diablo 4 still seems to be bad. They still seem to have a very bad potion system. What is it with developers and using potion systems from 20 years ago in games nowadays? Torchlight would be another example of a game with terrible potion system. But yeah, I spent a bunch of time last night trying to do chests. I recorded myself for over an hour opening those 5 chests. And no, not a single legendary. So those chests they just don't last. Magic Legends is coming soon, and Magic Legends, one of the biggest problems for Magic Legends will be the cash shop. This would be the thing that would be disgusting and turn away people. People would be, get this fucking cash shop out of my sight, and not play the game, and that's a problem. The free-to-play games need cash shop to survive, but they don't need pay-to-win to survive. Cosmetics should be able to. If the game is cool and people like it, they would probably put money towards cosmetics. So yeah, that's my biggest concern about Magic Legends. It's actually a very fun game and I enjoyed playing the alpha, but I don't think it's ready for an open beta. And people will shit on top of it as if they've got the runs. And that's because I think they're rushing it. I think they're rushing it, and with the stuff in the cash shop, I really hope the game doesn't end up getting too many negative reviews, but my projections are that most people would give it very bad reviews, especially because of the cash shop for Magic Legends. Unless they change it and give us different things than what we saw in the alpha, without giving details. This game is getting Outriders. Well, if people are hating Outriders, they're just not the right player base for Outriders. Not a big loss. If it's not their game, then bon voyage. No one cares. It's definitely my kind of game, and I don't care if people don't like it. I care if I like the game. And no one should care if other people like the game or not. If it's a game you like, play it. I mean, it's as simple as that. I wouldn't not play a game because someone else doesn't like it. I prefer this to Destiny to Borderlands 3 to Division, and I've played those games. Destiny was so boring I couldn't even finish the story. Destiny 2. I've never played Destiny 1. Borderlands 3 is doing a lot of things wrong in terms of optimization and quality of life. It's just missing. Borderlands 3 could be so good if they stop doing the limited time events and implement some of the quality of life that this game has. And it's a live service game, but not gaming as a service. So you don't have a cash shop, but you are always online, so there's cheat prevention. Whereas in Borderlands, you're not always online. You can modify your saves, you can cheat, you can throw others. I've been thrown so badly in Borderlands that I had to find a way to reduce my levels my Paragon, my Guardian ranks. It was so bad how people think further. Prophet says people hate pretty much everything. Yeah, you cannot do a game without anyone hating it. It's impossible. People like polar opposites. Some people like coffee with milk, other people like black coffee. That's how it is. Some people like tea, black tea, other people like green tea. You can't stand black tea. It's like that. You can't make something and expect everyone to like it. It's madness to expect. No pun intended. No pun intended. But it's madness to expect people to everyone to like a game. Even with Diablo 2 there will be people who just won't play because it's not their type of game. I can't imagine the kids that play Fortnite to play Diablo 2, for example. It's just not gonna happen. And humans have that kind of desire to hate on something. A very bad desire for people. And that's not all of them, but a lot of them are just fucking haters, and they're just looking for the next new thing to trash. Make them think that if they say bad stuff on the internet. No idea why, but there's people that just wanna shit on top of a game nowadays. Sometimes unrealistically, sometimes actually with some logic behind what they're saying. Sometimes they're so unreasonable with the things they're saying, sometimes they're even saying things that are not true. I've read a lot of negative reviews about all sorts of games, and a lot of those have been saying total bullshit as if the person didn't even play the game. Outriders is far from an outstanding masterpiece, but it's something that can provide a certain type of people with a lot of fun playtimes and replayability. I mean, today I had a lot of fun making some theory crafts. I'm gonna show you. You probably haven't watched my video, but if you did, thank you. If you haven't, I can show you my theory crafts from today's video. Where did I put them? See, that's some theory crafts. For example, a Tempest build. This Tempest built on the Pyromancer. This is all about anomaly power. We're taking this anomaly power here, and then we're taking this bonus here. We're taking this one here, which is not bad. And then the last point, the last remaining 20th point, there's 5 options of things to take. And there's more than 5. You can take this if you want resistance, you can take this or this, which is exactly the same thing. You can take this if you want it, or this. There's things here, but see, that's just one theory craft. I made 7 theory crafts. So yeah, that's the Tempest. And which else did I want to show? Wait, where did it go? So then if you move into Firestorm, the more tanky skill tree, I try to make this very tanky build, taking the resistance and armor and stuff like that, and then taking some some extra weapon damage here, and taking the cooldown reduction here, and taking this thing here, which I thought is not bad to take. But then I had another version of this, which is with more anomaly power. Oh wait, this was the more weapon damage. So this is the more weapon damage. This is the original. This is the original. So it's taking this, which gives you it gives you firepower based on your anomaly power. 15% of your anomaly power goes into firepower. And for the last point, there's 3 options. This is the more tanky version, and this is this one was the one with more weapon damage of the tanky version, and this is the one with more anomaly power, going over here, and still retaining this extra cooldown. And now, if we move on to the Ashbreaker 3 on the Pyromancer, I decided to make this thing. This gives us anomaly power. And this can be put here, but I'd rather take it here for the extra cooldown. This gives us extra weapon leech. This is a lot of weapon damage here that we're taking. A lot of weapon damage. This gives us weapon damage actually. Yeah, this is the weapon damage trigger. And this is the anomaly power trigger. And then there's another version of this with less weapon leech. We don't take those 2 points, but then we take those points that gives us weapon and anomaly power, and this gives us extra cooldown reduction for all skills, those skills and those skills. So we get 40% of those skills, and then 25 to those skills. And by those I mean this is explosive skills, this is ignite skills, and this one was burning skills, I think. No, this one was immobilize. Or maybe this is immobilize, this is explosive, and this is what was the other one called? Ignite. And so the third version of this one, that's the third version. I'm not taking this, and I'm not taking this anomaly power, and I'm taking this weapon damage, and then I can take this one or this one, and this gives me extra firepower based on my anomaly power, which is pretty decent. A little bit of extra resistance, a little bit of anomaly power here as well. Or I can take this one. I mean, I had a lot of fun making this. It took me a while, and most people probably wouldn't even bother doing this until the game comes out. But hey, now I'm gonna make 3 more videos, one for every class, where I'm going through the skill trees, and then in the end I'm providing people with skill recasts, things that they can follow. I'm doing this out. People can just follow this and level up with those points to reach the max level 30, and then after that they can start working towards more meta builds, because this is definitely not gonna be some meta builds. I don't count on them being meta. In fact, I've not included anything about gear or any specific abilities, just take this and this ability type, but not specific names. But it was very fun for me, and I'm the type of person that really enjoys games that give you some nice new diversity to tinker with. Using my brain and read stuff. Yeah, I mean, this is my kind of fun. It gives me pleasure to make this. It really gives me pleasure to tinker with stuff, to try and figure out some fun builds that kind of synergize very well. It may not be meta, but at least I'm trying to combine things that go well together. And yeah, demo is demo for a reason. And Shohei saying, how's the farming going so far earlier? Well, Shohei, yesterday I got a legendary weapon, but it went to my stash and I can't access it. My inventory was full. so a typically struck moment, getting an item and the item going to your stash. is the definitive edition of a struck moment. So let's see if today something like that. I'm now careful. I'm trying to keep to keep my inventory free, so I don't end up putting a weapon and it going back to my stash. Gendrek says got a legendary and went to stash. I think there is an emote for that. Yeah. There is. When RNG is nice to you and you don't have space, hurt feelings. But yeah, it was fun yesterday farming in a team of 3 people. Ah shit, did I kill it? I think I killed him. I think I forgot to activate my #1 skill this time and my DPS suffered from this. I'm pretty sure I pressed it, it just didn't activate. But I also tried the chest farming method. The chest farming method, it wasn't good to me. I tried it for an hour because it became too late and I needed to go and get some rest. But after my stream, after feeding my pet, I tried for 1 hour to see if I find some chests. And the chest farming method is more chill, lazy mode. Lazy mode, chill farming setup, kind of. Because you're not fighting anything, you're just running around looting chests. This game is very fun when you mix with others because you have wombo combos, just like in Borderlands 3 and just like for example games like Overwatch and Paladins, you have some amazing combos with the ability to one kill. Especially taking the Devastator's, what was his name? What was skill? Mass. Something Mass. I need to check the name, just a moment. So the name of the skill I'm talking about is called... Code. Oh, it's at the very bottom. It's called Endless Mass. Release a spinning obelisk that vacuums all nearby enemies towards its center. A vastly versatile skill that can be used in many builds. It's amazing for wombo combos. As I said. And yeah, that's the type of skill I really want. To try and make some combos. Imagine Pain Launcher in a combination with Endless Mass and maybe some sort of AoEs with Pyro or maybe Time Trap, that slowing trap. Pulling all the enemies together and then get rolled out. It's like if you played Overwatch, it's like the Zarya, I think was her name, that pulling skill. and then you can wombo it with something else, such as, for example, the rockets from Farah, or the mech drop from Diva, the Diva bomb. Endless Mass is definitely my favorite skill, and I will be making an Endless Mass build on my first playthrough most likely. Endless Mass, the Gravity Leap, and I'm not sure what the other skill will be. I will play around to see which my third skill will be, but I definitely want Gravity Leap and Endless Mass because they're so cool. They look cool, they feel cool from what I've seen. And they are very good for combos. I could probably go for the shield if I think I need survivability, or I can just go golem. We'll see. Or I can go extra damage with earthquake or impale or something else. But yeah, Trickster Bobo is amazing as well. The Trickster Bobo or Endless Mass, those two skills are amazing. And if you have a good team, you can use Endless Mass, and when Endless Mass is over, the Trickster can use the Bobo after that. On the next group of enemies, so you can be clever. If you're a good, well-organized team, you can get anything to use cooldown. If you know what the other person is using to use this person, and synchronize, you can clear very quickly dungeons. Not dungeons, expeditions. It's pointless to use the Bobo and Endless Mass at the same time. In most cases when it's just trash mobs. When you just want to group them up and AoE. But in some cases you might want to do it. If there's a bunch of elites and you just want to slow them and pull them together, that's okay. Pull them slowly. And the bowler bash for style. The bowler bash. Yeah, there are just so many good skills. I mean, there's only 8 abilities per class, but being able to only use 3 at the same time gives you some nice customization in terms of how you combine. If the team times the skills right, it really will be brutal. If it's a very well organized team playing together on Discord and just someone calling the shots, or they just don't even need someone calling the shots because they're used to it, already gotten into like a rhythm of knowing what to do at which time. That's good. That's very good. Obviously, the first few times you would need to kind of get into the rhythm, know who use which skill when. But in the end, a well-organized team should be able to clear out content much quicker than a random team that just uses whatever whenever. And if you combine your mods to match each other in one way or another to fill in the gaps. For example, the Pyromancer has this one thing where inflicts burn, it also inflicts ash. And ash basically paralyzes enemies. Ash is such a good status effect. And you can combine that with burning bullets on the pyromancer. And it's an amazing thing to do. No other hero here, as far as I've seen, I haven't gone that deep in the other heroes, but I don't think any other hero has something such overpowered as a synergy from a status effect on a weapon. Invoking that status effect, it doesn't even have to be from a weapon, but from a weapon you can afflict it much easier and more often than having to wait for cooldowns. And that synergizes pretty well with that ash. How's my inventory? 14. Okay, I've got some room for more. No, I definitely am in love with the game. It's the game for me. For me as a person, as a content creator, as a gamer, and all types of me, all types of me love this game. The content creator in me loves it, the gamer in me loves it. So that's the two important parts. I mean, there are some games that as a content creator I could like, but as a gamer I would feel lacking, or the other way around. I think in Torchlight 3 the content creator in me loves the game, but the gamer needs more right now in terms of Torchlight 3. In this game, we'll see when I start doing the endgame how repetitive the first silence will be, but at least we have 15 different maps to run, 15 different expeditions. 14 expeditions and 1 Iron Storm, so that's different things. It's not gonna be the same stage over and over. No difference from Freeze and Ash. Well, they trigger different effects. They trigger different effects and look differently. And probably some enemies would be resistant to freeze but not to ash, and the other way around. Most likely you would be able to apply ash on bosses without them getting paralyzed, but still having that ash effect and triggering extra damage to ash enemies or stuff like that. The sound effects are too loud? Okay. Just a moment. Okay, this should do the trick. Crowd control isn't just crowd control because, again, you're gonna have certain things that give you extra damage to enemies that are under a certain crowd control, and things like that. There are some synergies with those crowd controls, one way or another. I mean, I can only guess here, but there's probably gonna be some synergies to enemies that are freezing, and synergies to enemies that are ash, in ash status and stuff like that. I'm just guessing though, but my guess is that ash would be able to go on bosses and freeze probably won't. But ash won't paralyze them, it would just change maybe their skin, maybe, we'll see. I hope it's that way. Technomancer and freeze got... yeah, Technomancer in freeze is a very nice combo. I'm gonna check it. I'm gonna check the Technomancer skill tree for this thing. Built like a brick shit house. I wanna see this. I wanna see this built like a brick shit house. Where is it? Emotes. Okay. Is that dubbing? Oh boy, a dubbing emote. Oh no. So yeah, let's check that that passive you talked about. Every time toxic is afflicted on an enemy, vulnerable status is inflicted as well. This is one example of an interesting thing. And then the vulnerable inflicted on an enemy is 40% more effective. This one will be super good with a build that uses that skill, the blighted rounds. Every time freeze is afflicted on an enemy, vulnerable status is inflicted as well. And again, 40% more effective. So the same thing as toxic, but with freeze. See, that's interesting. And can we stack this vulnerable with this vulnerable? If I inflict toxic on a frozen enemy, can I make this double vulnerability? Can I stack them? See, I immediately start asking myself this question, how that would work if I can stack those. Unagi, I haven't gotten anything apart from that legendary yesterday that went into my stash. And you see these enemies afflicted with freeze receive 30% more damage. And then another 10% more damage. So that's pretty decent. Enemies afflicted with toxic receive 30% more damage and another 10. So there's those things. Toxic afflicted on enemies lasts longer, and there's probably the same with freeze here lasting longer. And yeah, it's interesting. There's some interesting things to consider. I'm already starting to think about some stuff. I think a toxic freeze build would be very fun. If this and this can stack. And if you can stack this, that's amazing. Double the vulnerability, which is 40% more effective, both of those. It just seems very solid, yeah. Seems like a very solid one. And if you won't be able to take this and this though, because see, taking one of those requires 13 points. 13 points. That means you have 7 more points. And if I take those 13 points and I want to get where was it? Where did it go? And I want to get this and this and this and this. That's 14, 15, 16, 17. If I take these 3, and then eventually you won't be able to get this one, because you're gonna have 3 more points. But yeah, there's gonna be I'm gonna be tinkering a lot with those, making some interesting setups for every class. In the end, by the time the game launches, I would have one video for every class with a few theory crafts, just like the one I uploaded today for Pyromancer. If they don't stack, you just pick one and that's fine. Toxic would probably be much easier to apply, but freeze gives you better crowd control. But let's say freeze doesn't work on bosses, but toxic works on bosses. You would obviously want the toxic then. It will be all about what works on the big bosses. And toxic seems like the effect you should be able to apply to bosses. Freeze on bosses might be overpowered. The one way freeze won't be overpowered on bosses is if they have a break bar, and you can freeze it once but then have to wait a few seconds before you can freeze it again. And maybe decrease duration of the freeze on bosses as well by half. Did you know that demo is DirectX 11 and the full game is the DirectX 12? But yeah, maybe we would be able to switch between DirectX 11 and 12. And what's the requirement for DirectX 12? Should my video card be able? Will my video card be able to run DirectX 12? I'm not an expert in this, so I have no idea. If they have DirectX 12, they probably would have an option to switch between one and the other, like The Division and some other games. I always like Profis. I like freeze-related things, and I like lightning-related things and shock-related things. But yeah, in most of the games, when I make a mage, I start with the water mage with freezing stuff, because that's just the way I like playing a mage, with crowd control and water freezing spells. That's what I normally make in fantasy games as my first character, if there's one such option. Let's get rid of some weapons, just in case. Is there a shield maiden weapon I can equip, maybe? See, ashen bullets. You can inflict ash without being a pyromancer, which is pretty interesting. It's 8 seconds cooldown, obviously, for balancing reasons. I wonder if there's gonna be an interesting rainbow build where you're using Ashen, Toxic, Freeze and all of that, Burning. Status power. Where do I see my status power? I don't have status power, so I have to change it, but what do I change it for? Have they given any examples of high-end gear because the stats like status power or crit chance that are not on any of the gear so far? They've given examples. I can try and show you some. Some examples of high level gear. I mean, they haven't shown us many, but just one example would be this thing. Anomaly power, skill life leech, cooldown reduction. This is legendary upper armor. And it gives you scrapnel creates additional cluster bombs after explosion. And then this is 3-piece bonus active. So this is kind of like a mini set. A mini set where you need 3 pieces. Not full set, but 3 pieces like Torchlight 3. You need 3 out of 5. But I don't see that here. Then there's a Pyromancer set. Every enemy damaged by heatwave grants anomaly power bonus for 10 seconds. Again, 3-piece bonus. I don't see that there. It's probably from somewhere, but you can get status power from your active skills if I'm not mistaken. Increase toxic damage by 20%. Does that count as status power? Or is status power increasing the chance? Let me read again what status power does. Increase to the damage of burning, toxic and bleeding. And increase to the duration of freeze, ash, vulnerable and weakness. So if I invest into increased duration or increased damage, would that give me status power or is it completely separate? Now I wonder. Okay, what other items am I gonna show you? Oh yeah, I guess they haven't shown much about armor, mostly about weapons. Max HP, close range damage, long range damage on an upper armor piece. Probably would roll on one of those 3 attribute slots, and you should be able to reroll those. But yeah, if we take a look at that thing, max HP, close range damage, long range damage, that's probably where it would roll, over there. And those 3 slots are the same as those. Anomaly power, cooldown, skill life leech. See, right now we get things with just one. We get max HP and something else without those extra things. So if I go to inventory, you can see my stuff here has one of those instead of the 3. Alright, let's go do some more. I think we're only gonna have 4 heroes, no extra heroes. If there are any other extra heroes, it's gonna be as an expansion, but most likely not. They don't have a roadmap other than releasing the game. When asked in an interview what's their roadmap, they said just want to release the game. After that, we don't know what they have planned. Probably 2 attributes at level 10 plus and 3 at level 20 plus. That's a good guess, Gandrek. And yes, you can use the skins, but the skins are more like paint jobs from what I've seen, unless you have some sort of a missing thing from the customization. Where you go to the customization menu, right now we don't have style, but we should be able. See, this one here is walked. This one here is walked, and this is probably where we would be able to change our armor to look one way or another, weapons to look one way or another. So if you don't like how a legendary looks, maybe you should be able to apply that whole skin, and maybe it's not going to be just a paint job. Because right now you can see the zebra, for example. Zebra is just a paint job that gives it this zebra thing, and you can have the exact same item without the zebra. And this one is camo. You can see it's the camo skin. Camo corruption, whatever. But my guess is it's over here, the walked thing, this thing here. A transmog system in its full glory. The Devastator looking shotgun, eh? The Golem Slimp, eh? The Golem Slimp is amazing. It's one of my favorite skins from the things they've revealed. Yeah, I assume it will be like Torchlight 3. You take a shotgun and then apply the style of another shotgun to that shotgun. You take an assault rifle and then apply any assault rifle skin you've got unlocked to that one. This is my guess, nothing confirmed, but yeah. I like the Meru. I like the green Meru as well. This one. I actually do like this one a lot, because it's creepy and stuff, and it's got that weird bone-looking kind of skin. This one is also interesting. It's also interesting, but not anything too special. It's just taking a rifle and putting those bags, those paddings on top of it. See, there's even some clipping here. If you pay attention, this clipping here shouldn't be a thing, if I'm not mistaken. And this clipping here shouldn't be a thing, but that was from their alpha footage they were showing in videos. Obviously that's probably fixed by now. This one also looks cool, by the way. Honestly, it's another bone looking cool thing. See, it's like a bone of an animal or whatever. But this one is by far my favorite, and it's very animated and stuff. This one's pretty generic. I don't like this one, but maybe some people do. But looking at the armors, look at the Devastator armor. You only see the top, but it already looks amazing, this helmet and the shoulders from that set. And then looking at the Technomancer, the Technomancer seems kind of very disappointing, this set. It's probably the most disappointing from the ones, but look at the Pyromancer. The Pyromancer is just amazing. And there's more screenshots and stuff like that around the internet, you can see. It looks so cool, this set. And this is your generic legendary item. I think this is the Trickster legendary set. And it looks cool. It looks fucking cool. And so does this rifle. What else have we seen? This one is another thing we've seen. The Anemoy. And then this one we've seen. Eerie Master. This is pretty generic, but it kind of looks like a Warhammer weapon, 40k kind of weapon to me. And what's this one? Oh, that's the absolute zero. But yeah, there aren't many things that they have revealed. But look at some generic purple-green item combos. The generic purple-green item combos. This is actually purple with some legendary and white. Hellhunter skills will be black silver, so digging those. Oh yeah, those are nice. More of a traditional color scheme. There is no video on the transmog system. This is just me guessing. They have not reviewed the cosmetic system yet in terms of changing skins and stuff. They were probably saving it before for the final month before launch, so maybe very soon you would be able to see it. Obviously they've implemented it, because how are you gonna use the weapon skins that they give you from the pre-order if they didn't implement such a system? And they're also gonna sell that as a DLC, that cosmetic DLC for people who didn't pre-order. Eventually later on it will be added. If someone wants those skins, they can get them as a standalone DLC cosmetic pack. As I said, the transmog is probably this thing that's walked. If you go to customization, you're gonna see a walk path. A walk path over there, and that's most likely where you see your weapon skin collection and stuff like that, and armor skin combos. Over here, this thing. Oh. This is my guess, because look at that. You have banner, you have emotes in the customization, and it makes sense if this thing exists to be in the customization, because here is how you change some things like the banner. Here is how you change the emotes, and here probably would be your vehicle and weapons skins. Maybe only the weapon skins, and then the vehicle would be in another place. In any case, we will get certain things unlocked bit by bit. There isn't much left, only a month left. A full month. The XMEX says, "Hey Struck, are you liking the game?" Oh boy, you're asking the right person. I'm loving the game. I'm loving the little bit they gave us in the demo. I'm just having a blast. Let me just quickly pour myself some water in my... I'm mixing my juice. I'm mixing my juice with water, because... There we go. It's amazing, and it's got me very hyped, this demo. I was very skeptical about this game, and I didn't want to pre-order, but after day one of the demo I immediately went and pre-ordered, and thanks to you, thanks to your generous tip some time ago, I now own the pre-order. So much appreciated. Very appreciate that. And yeah, the game is just what I expected and some more. And since there's not much to do in the demo after you beat the few chapters, and there are a few ways to farm some items. But what do you think about it? I'm doing that now. I'm doing one of the ways to farm items for mods and stuff. What do you think about the game? Did you test the demo? You play it for 10 minutes, but you need to play it more to see if you get it. Oh yeah, you need to finish, at least finish the prologue to get to the main story of the game, to the main part of the game. Once you finish the prologue, your next heroes can always skip it, that first tutorial. Each class has 8 abilities. In the demo you get 4, so you can mix and match 3 of those 4. The one that's a little bit underwhelming from what we can see in the demo is the Pyromancer. But the Pyromancer later on, it's just a little bit weak with the things we have in the demo compared to the others. But it's gonna be a force to reckon. It's gonna be super strong eventually. There's gonna be some amazing nuke builds with the Pyromancer. I would suggest on your first hero don't select Pyromancer, select things like Devastator or Trickster, and then eventually maybe check the other heroes. If you want the first playthrough of the demo to be a little bit easier on the site. Friendly suggestion, don't play it as a cover shooter. Oh yeah, play it aggressively. I mean, at certain times you won't be able to play it as aggressively as you want, but aggressive playstyle in this game really does help. And playing it as a cover shooter, as a Gears of War game or Division, is just not the way. Yeah, Pyromancer just has such a power curve where the Pyromancer probably needs level 10, 15 to become, to be force of destruction. it's gonna be, I'm telling you, it's gonna be some super strong class in the end. And they're gonna be showing a Pyromancer build soon. On the Discord there was a voting for what build to show, and most people voted for the Flame Witch. Most people voted for the Flame Witch build on the Pyromancer. So that's the one they will show us. Not sure when. Most likely next week, starting Monday. Somewhere in the middle of the week, probably. Last skill? Oh yeah, we still don't know about one of the skills on the Pyro. But on the Wikipedia, on the fandom wiki, there is some info. I'm gonna try and find you that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So read here. Heat wave, feed the flame, thermal bomb, overheat, volcanic rounds, ash blast, phaser beam, and eruption. For eruption type unknown, create a volcanic eruption beneath the selected enemy, dealing damage to them and all enemies within a small radius around the target. This is an ignite skill. Just by seeing the description, I can kind of tell that this will be an ignite. But explosive also fits the bill. But most likely it's gonna be the third ignite skill. Wait, why am I checking this? I can tell you from going to a Pyromancer. Just a moment. No, it will be explosive. It will be explosive. I'm pretty sure it's explosive because there were 2 ignite skills, 3 explosive, and 3 interrupt, 3 immobilize skills. When I made my video today, let me just quickly open my video from today. Where did it go? Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna open the exported one. Just a moment. I'm gonna check it. I'm just watching my video from today. That's the wrong video I've opened. Pyromancer passive skill 3. So there's 2 immobilize, 3 explosive, and 3 ignite. And if on the website it says thermal bomb if explosive, overheat is explosive. And then it says heat wave and volcanic rounds are ignite, and phaser beam is ignite. Then eruption is explosive. Eruption will be explosive on that link I told you. But yeah, the video I uploaded today, I was looking at my skill trees, and you can see in those skills that give you cooldown to certain types of skills, you can see what's listed there. Thermal bomb will be amazing to build around for mobbing. For bosses it's not gonna be that great. Honestly, for bosses you would need ads to get the most out of it. Alright, let's keep going. Soul Technomancer, well, Soul Technomancer is very good, yeah. Not just for bosses, for many things. But Trickster also seems to be very good for Soul with that time bubble. Time bubble on bosses would give you a lot of extra, how should I say it, a window of opportunity. The time bubble, then that special bullet skill, and then combine that with maybe something else, whatever else you like, and it's gonna be pretty fun. Yeah, it decreases, but it doesn't de-level. It doesn't de-level, so I can't get under World Tier 5. Once I've unlocked World Tier 5, no matter how much I die, it's not gonna go down. It's gonna go back to 0 of that world tier, but it's not gonna de-level. The bubble and those bullets would be super good for bosses on Tricksters. And the bubble and that thing, I forgot the name of the skill that gives you those extra damaging bullets. Shit, this time I didn't play it well. I obviously like this more than Godfall. Even from what I've seen in the demo, I can tell you that this is gonna be much more fun to play than Godfall. It has much more quality of life as well. See, what I'm fighting right now is not even a boss, it's not even a mini boss, this is an elite. Some people might call it a mini boss, but that's an elite enemy. So I can even freeze it, but imagine bosses being immune to freeze and ash and other annoying crowd controls like that. That's gonna make people think how to build against bosses. The bow looks like the wizard's Q at D3. I'm not sure I remember which skill that was. I didn't play wizard much in Diablo 3, which is strange because I normally play mages as my first playthroughs, but in Diablo 3 I played the DH. And then I played monk for team, and then I played Crusader. And then I played Witch Doctor. I didn't play Necro, and I only played Wizard a little bit in Diablo 3 before I quit. The one on the solar panel probably counts as a boss, probably. It's the first outered enemy. If you go to the journal, you're gonna see under enemies there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and this is Ghost, the first one we fought. I can show you from a trailer another few enemies that are outered. Not sure if I can share it with you, but let me try and share my VLC and try and open this. Are you seeing it? Let me see if you're seeing it. Okay, you're seeing it. So let's try and go to the part where they're showing more of those outer enemies. See, that's one for sure. We're gonna fight him. Spoiler, too late. This one maybe, but I don't think so. This one, that seems to be set. So another outered. So at least 2 of those have been revealed. You see some nice looking armors and stuff here. So yeah, not much revealed, but oh, I love this this scene here. Boom. It was gonna release in 2020, it didn't. For a good reason, I guess. But yeah, see, we know about 2 more of those outer enemies. And they do count as bosses, I guess. They should count as bosses. If not bosses, definitely mini bosses. Whereas the insurgents, like this captain that we are fighting, is just an elite. Reiner, for example, definitely an elite. Insurgents is actually a type of enemies. So this one is an elite, the captains, they are elites, and this one is an elite that maybe counts as a mini boss, but it's kind of so-so. And yeah, we haven't unlocked many more. We'll see, we'll see. By bosses, I'm gonna show you after this run what I mean by bosses. The bosses from the expeditions, the big fucking enemies. That's what I would consider big bosses. I'm gonna show you another trailer, another video. So the video I'm talking about should be are you seeing it? You're seeing it. I'm thinking it's here, but I'm not sure. Did my VLC crash? VLC is crashing. Let's open it again. Then where the hell was this thing? I wanna check the expedition boss. There was an expedition boss somewhere where... Okay, I'm gonna check this video. This is a mini boss. This is definitely a mini boss. During the expedition run, it's not at the end, but it's in the middle, and this is a mini boss in my opinion. And just look at that fight. It looks pretty challenging. And then when we move on a little further, there's gonna be another fight with a mini boss here that they didn't show much from. This one. It's probably, that's actually regular enemies. Those are probably regular elites, not mini bosses, regular elites. And see, this has some sort of a mechanic with some bubbles, and you maybe have to kill them at certain places. And then for a boss, this is like the big bad boss. In a moment you're gonna see it. Not this one. This is still some mini boss. The big bosses, those seem to be two big bosses as a combo twin fight, Broodmother and whatever the other one is. This one, the Broodmother, and actually it's two Broodmothers. So this is what I would consider a final big boss. It seems to be. At the end of the expedition. And see, they're not even sword. The sword doesn't work on them, so you can tell the bubble won't help you much unless you have a bubble that applies vulnerability. So at least that we could tell from this. Oops, not this. Okay, enough about this. So no crown stands still during fight and checks gear. I mean, obviously it would have been overpowered if this bubble worked on the big bosses, but on mini bosses and elites, it's I guess okay. But the bubble can still apply vulnerability and things like that from certain things. I'm not a big fan of the wood dropping at the end as much, but it's nice. It's nice that you don't have to constantly stop and check for wood. But also I like to see good rewards for people who fail. Because if you fail and you get a dick in a bun, it's not gonna be good. You should get something. You should get something that's worth your time. If I'm gonna spend 15 minutes or 16 or 20 minutes, I like to get rewarded for my time, even if I fail one way or another. You get the knowledge and experience, but yeah, you need to get something. Third letter says a dick in a bun. That was kind of like a nice way to say. How should I say it? A mask way to say a dick in the bum. The safe way to say. Although I'm still saying dick, so I guess it's not so safe to say it. But yeah, it's bad if you don't get any wood. But they said you get something. You do get some sort of consolidation reward, a chest that you can open. So it's not so bad. I'm just wondering what's gonna drop from those chests. If I get some blue and purple items and a bunch of resources, that's fine. I'm not gonna expect a legendary if I fail. Oh yeah, the enemy variety is okay. You can check in the journal that I had opened earlier. You can check that it's not that much of a variety. See, if you go here, it's not that much of a variety, but it's good. It's good enough. If we count them, that's around 70-80 enemies maybe. So there's 10. 13 with more to be added maybe. So 13 and then okay, let's start from here. 13, 23 and then that's 31, 30, 37, 47, 57, 67, 67 different enemies. Then 68, 9, 10, 11, then 71, 2, 3, 4, 5, 75 enemies, excluding the outer and the provoke enemies. So it's pretty decent. Fax says, has there been any legendaries in the demo? Oh yeah, there are a lot of legendaries that people have looted already. It's just very grindy to get them, but there's probably 6-7 different legendaries you can get. I'm gonna try and show you just a moment. Basically, if you go to the Outriders wiki, you might be able to see some of the weapons there. But I know about 5 or 6. If you go to that Outriders wiki, I'm gonna give you the link. They have posted some of the weapons as screenshots. I'm gonna give you this one. So the Molten Idoa is probably from the trailer. I don't think the Molten Idoa has dropped, but the other ones have dropped. The Voodoo Matchmaker, the Ember Vault. Actually, the Ember Vault I got myself, but it went to my stash. The Migraine, the Iceberg has dropped. I've seen people use it. The Grim Marrow, I've seen people using it. Not sure about the Rarok's Gaze, but probably has dropped. So yeah, there's a few things that we already know about. The Thunderbird I've seen drop as well. The Golem's Limp, people have gotten it as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 of those. And you should be able to get them in the demo. Unless I'm mistaken, you should be able to get those 10 in the demo. From what I'm doing right now. Or from chests. I uploaded a video about 3 ways. 2 of those are good ways to do. The third one is just for people who get bored of the others. The enemy says, what was the last comment you saw me say? I'm gonna check after this fight. The last comment I saw you say. Because I might have been out and tapped and missed a comment. It happens. So let's see if I've missed a comment. The last comment I saw you say was the knowledge and experience. I've missed the one where you said kind of like when you go fishing and don't catch anything and your friends ask you if you caught anything, you say yeah, experience. I'm not a person that knows about fishing. I definitely don't know about this. But yeah, I guess there's a bunch of things you can catch when you go fishing other than a fish. Let's see what other comments I've missed. And yeah, running at everyone is super fun in this game, especially if you play some sort of a tanky class. Fex set already has all the classes level 7. But yeah, Fex, you can reset the content. You can go to the lobby and then you can go to select go back to a certain story line, and then just reset it. And what people do is, I've got a video on my channel. I can try and show you that, a link for it. Just a moment. I made a video. About people have told me to do this, and they've told me to do the chests method. So I made a video about the chest method, about this thing I'm doing right now, and another third method which is a little bit less boring but not really effective. But in general, there's ways you can kind of do some boring, grindy, repetitive whoops to try and get legendaries even in the demo. I wouldn't recommend it to people, but if someone wants to do it, if they have balls of steel, nerves of steel, sure, they can try and do it. Because you can carry over the progress. So if you get a legendary now, you can level up that legendary later. You can keep it with yourself. You can take the mod if you salvage it. MEX says I need to stop typing. Internet dies every time I do. Wow, interesting. But yeah, MEX, I saw all your comments before already. The one about the fishing and that. And in the demo, World Tier 5 is the limit. World Tier does not go over 5 in the demo. It's capped at 5. For obvious reasons. For obvious reasons. They didn't want us to get much stronger items. They didn't want us to get level 10 gear. I think that's intentional to let us get no more than level 9, because level 10 gear probably gets an extra mod on armors and weapons and stuff. An extra affix, not mod, extra affix. Wrong word, extra affix. And as you can see, at tier 7 and 8 you start getting purple items, and they've removed them. You can only get those from vendors, if the vendor gives you purple. And then you can get legendary with tier 15, 14, 13 and 12. You actually get a legendary once you unlock them for the first time. A guaranteed legendary, which is pretty good and cool in my opinion. I'm also in the same boat. I can't wait for the game to come out, so much that I even started making theory crafts. Earlier today I was showing some theory crafts from my other video today. Today I made 2 videos, so that's one theory craft for Tempest build, then there's a theory craft for this one, and then there's a theory craft for this one, a little bit of a variety, and this one as well, and then there's that one, no, that's the empty one, that one, and then that one. So I've had some theory crafting done today, and I will do that for every class, a bunch of builds that people can pick up new players want to play the game, okay, sure. Here, if you want to just follow some sort of a theory craft and just use that while you level up, and combine it the way you see, that's good enough. It's not gonna be some meta setups, because I don't have the gear in the mix. It's just the passives and traits, and I'm not saying use this ability. I'm using this ability type, and that ability type. For example, with let me give you an example, just a moment. With this one, you want an explosive because you can't trigger this without an explosive, and you want an immobilize because you can't trigger this without immobilize. But you don't have to have what's its name, ignite. You can ignite with you can ignite if you want with a weapon to trigger the explosive things extra damage. But then there's this build, I think. No, this build that needs an ignite, an immobilize, and explosive most likely. Especially if you take this one, you definitely need the explosive. This one needs the explosive, so you're taking the explosive as a must-have. And this one is the ignite, and you don't need the immobilize here, but it's gonna be good to have it. Or actually, this was the immobilize. Never mind. So this is the immobilize. So this one is another one where you probably don't need the ignite. But if we go to this one, definitely needs ignite. This one, you can't do this without an ignite skill. And if you're gonna do something more like this, you need ignite and immobilize. If you're gonna do something like this, you need ignite and explosive. So that's how I didn't go too much into in depth regarding what type of ability I would suggest. But yeah, I'm gonna go and read some of the comments I've missed after this boss kill. M2B said something about the Venom rounds. Oh yeah, they're definitely super amazing. Every class has, at least not every, but the Trickster has a similar skill, and the Pyromancer has another one with ignite bullets and stuff like that. Wait, I've missed some, well, I've missed a lot of comments. XMU says the freezing looks really cool, how the mob freezes and moves super. So, oh yeah, the freezing is amazing. I love freezing in games. Fex says I'm excited for the content. Have to get going for now, but have a good stream later. Chat. Thanks, Fex, for stopping by very much. Enjoy messing around in the demo. There's a lot of stuff to do there for sure. Profi says stay safe, and a healer setup for the techno groups would be interesting too. Oh yeah, with that healing wave for boss fights. I'm thinking that it would be a must-have in some situations. If you have two people on a full-on DPS build, glass cannon with white leech only maybe, and you need maybe some extra healing on the Technomancer to help the team survive. Ah shit, I fucked up this time. Yeah. Sometimes I just fuck up and can't kill it. It happens, it happens. Which hero should I do next? I did the Pyromancer today as a theory crafting. Should I go Technomancer, Trickster or Devastator next? I mean, I'm gonna do them all one after the other, maybe one a day. Maybe two a day, depends. Maybe I can try and do two tomorrow. Technomancer, okay, tomorrow I'm doing Technomancer and maybe one more. And it's gonna be nice, so some people who don't wanna think too hard about what to take, when the game is there, they can try and follow those theory crafts until level 30 and then start thinking about meta when they start doing expeditions. I mean, those might not be meta builds, but some of them might be pretty good good setups. Oh, I forgot to use this. I fucked up again. Sometimes I press my skill but the character doesn't use it. This time I used blighted rounds. It didn't trigger, it didn't go off. Might start using it before the fights. Seems to be the better way to do it. So I always get the blighted rounds. The other method of farming is the chest method, though some people might prefer to do that. Although it's a little bit boring, much more boring than this, but I can try and show you if someone wants to see it. A destruction cryo turret. So this is upgraded gun. And this is upgraded gun, and this is upgraded gun. Just getting rid of the repeats with WoW defense. Okay, I'm gonna do one more kill and I can show people some chest hunting so they can see if someone is new and hasn't seen it. And Vipo Voin, Vpole Voin says Privet. Privet Vpole Voin, welcome to my stream. The end game, I have a video about the end game. I can do another shameless plug of my own content. If you want to know about the end game, I think my video is covering a lot. You can watch the developer's own video as well, but might as well show you mine. Just a moment. I also have, actually I can probably give you the link to the website. I'm gonna give you the link to the website so you can read it in the website in the text version, and then if you want you can watch the video, but if you want to just read it, I've got a website version of this. This should be pretty pretty explanatory about a lot of endgame related things and stuff. Gendrick says struck with 7 builds a day for the next 31 days. It may not be 7 builds, it might be 9, but it's not gonna be a day. It's just gonna be for every class I'm gonna have at least 6-7 builds. For the Technomancer I might come up with 9 builds, 3 for each skill tree. I just didn't have enough time. I felt like it's taking too long today. Because I was making a different video before that, and I said, alright, only one Tempest build, that should be more than enough. I can make more later. Alright, let's go show you the chest hunt. I'm gonna show you the chest hunt. Maybe we can get lucky with the chests. Which hero should I use for the chest hunt? Probably gonna use this one. So yeah, Dim, on my website there is a link to the video. You can watch the video on that website, but if you want to read it, it's there as well. It's the better way to share it, I think, because someone might want to just say the restriction, yeah. I tried to implement struck in the name of everyone, like trick struck. Maybe I can call him Struckster instead of Trick Struck.
You mean he lights up light bulbs?
More like flash frying everything.
So this is chest number 1.
Look, I know you've always been able to handle yourself,
and then all the way to here.
This son of a bitch is on a whole other level.
Chest number 2, and I did that a lot last night. Last night for over an hour I tried farming those, and it's boring. It's very boring because you're not killing anything, there's zero action, you're just running around, but people are saying it drops more legendaries per hour, or let's say per time spent compared to killing the boss. That's chest number 3, and some people just do it 1, 2, 3. Some people just stop here and just do the 3 chests, but there's 2 more in this zone. It's quick if you want to do it with 3 chests. It's quick, just more loading screens. But if you want all 5 chests at the same time, you kind of go back here, and it's not the best way. It's not the most fun way to get stuff, but at least you get stuff. This is the lazy mode, the one where you wanna just chill and just get some stuff. But yeah, the drop rates are so low in the demo right now with World Tier 5. You're gonna need several hours of farming before you even get a legendary. I'm gonna do one more and then go back to the boss, because it's a little bit more fun doing the boss. So basically you go back to the lobby. You do this again. The full game I'm not gonna play this game every day until launch. I'm gonna play it for a few more days, and then I'm gonna move on to something else. Magic Legends comes on the 23rd of March. I will be playing Magic Legends, making some content, stuff like that. In fact, I would make some content that will not go public, some guides, text guides for my website for Magic Legends, and once the game launches I'm gonna make those guides public. Right now I can't share stuff in detail, like I can't tell you, hey, this system works like this, like that, and you want to click on this and that to do this and that. I can't give you specifics about Magic Legends due to the non-disclosure agreement, but when the game launches I would be able to share some guides with people. So I would start working on those soon in my daytime, spare time before streams. And Torchlight 3 is gonna get an update soon. Probably this month, maybe in the middle of the month we might get the next Torchlight 3 update, which would be nice. Hopefully they give us extra character storage so I don't have to play offline anymore if I want new heroes. But I can't play a demo for a month. It's just madness to play the same little limited type of content in a demo for a whole month. They didn't intend us to do this. Anything interesting? Let's go back to boss hunting and farming some mods for my Technomancer. But yeah, I spent a day farming on Trickster, I spent a day farming on Devastator, I spent a day today, not a day but a few hours farming on the Technomancer, and probably gonna do another 1 or 2 days of streaming this game and then move on to something else. See, in the lobby there's a locked thing. See, there's one thing here that we can't access yet. So another thing in the menu that has been removed from the lobby. I'm wondering what that would be.
Interesting.
It's actually not in the lobby, but it's something else other than the lobby. Over there in the menu. Okay, there we go. Come on. Yeah, Magic Legends is the Magic the Gathering's hack and slash isometric game. It had an alpha very recently. So yeah, there's some fun elements to the game. The worst thing I didn't like in the alpha is how much it tries to be an MMO. it has some of the worst things an MMO normally has, without the bonuses, without the good things of an MMO. And the cash shop is one example. I can't provide details about what was in the cash shop due to the non-disclosure agreement, but let's say there were things that just made me concerned about the game. And hopefully they change those. Hey, that reminds me, I forgot to write my feedback. I need to go some of those days and write my feedback after playing the alpha. And there was a lot of things I needed to say specifically about the cash shop in the alpha forums. I knew I was forgetting something. The most important thing to write them feedback, and there's a lot of things I want to write about. I need to write about the cash shop and about certain time gates. Time gates are one of the worst things in games, especially in hack and slash isometric games. Time gates just don't belong there. Yeah, I understand in some MMORPGs time gates are needed, but time gates basically make it so that a new player can never catch up to an old player. Especially in a game with competitive, it's just terrible. If a new player wants to play 10 hours a day, they let them play 10 hours a day and do that content 10 hours a day and do that thing 10 hours a day if they want to, so they can catch up to someone that maybe plays 2 hours a day but has been playing for a year already. And with time gates, when you're limiting the amount of things one player can do a day, or every 20, 30, 40 hours or so, you're just making a system where new players are gonna get discouraged because they don't think they can progress as quickly as the old players, not as quickly as the old players, but to progress to the stage of the old players, to catch up to them. And yeah, time gates are just, in my opinion, for lack of a better word, cancer in games. And Magic Legends should get rid of all those bullshit time gates without saying specifically what ones they put. It's probably perfect word telling them, hey, put time gates. The same way mostly they were telling Torchlight 3's developers to time gate the resources when the game was gonna be free to play. For example, right now in Torchlight 3, the time gating between making tier 1 wood, stone, etc. to tier 2 is unnecessary because the game is no longer a free-to-play MMO game. Torchlight 3 is just an online co-op hack and slash. When it was an MMO, it made sense to have time gate on the crafting stations, but right now you don't even need the crafting stations. So wait, what's happening? I can't... I couldn't use my skill. I was somehow bugged in one place. Did you see what happened? I was constantly pressing number 3 and they kept interrupting me somehow. It was blinking, the skill at the bottom was blinking, so you could see I was pressing it. Looks like I got meleed 4 or 5 times in a row by 4 or 5 different enemies. And interrupted every time as a result. This one is an annoying boss. I'm gonna go back to the lobby to reset the boss without a bubble. Damn, I had a very good boss before without any annoying skills. I'm gonna reset it to something better. But Magic Legends, it's not a true MMO. It's not a true MMO, but it does have some MMO elements. I wouldn't call it a real MMO, I would call it an MMO adjacent. It's definitely not an open world MMO. And if 6 players in the same zone is considered massive, then I'm a fucking what, deer. I don't know even what to call myself, but 6 players in the same zone is not massive. 6 players in the same zone, randomly seeing each other, doing some random events together, is anything but massive. Wait, what boss did I get this time? Oh, the one with the burning. With the burning pyres. So you have in Magic Legends you have 3 people in the team, but in the random zones where you can meet random people that are not grouped up with you, they call them neighborhoods. Those zones, they're separated into shards, and in every shard there's gonna be 6 people. Sometimes it might spin up a new shard for you, and it will be just you on that shard, and eventually it would start filling up with other people, but it's not gonna have more than 6 people. You're doing some objectives together, some skirmishes. You're doing those skirmishes together. But I wouldn't call that MMO. No, not in any way would I consider this MMO. Although in the city, if you go back to a city hub, you're gonna see more people. If you go back to, what was the name, Sanctum or something like that. Yeah, only marketing people call that an MMO, exactly. Only marketing people call it an MMO because people want, oh, Magic the Gathering MMO, count me in. I'm not saying it's a bad game, but I'm not gonna say it's a great game either. And it's definitely not an MMO, but people can still have a lot of fun, especially with that whole deck building system. The deck building system is one of the biggest pulls in that game, because there's some very fun, weird builds to explore and discover. It's also gonna be very grindy to max out the deck to max level fully, with all the time gates. And I'm 100% sure they're never gonna remove the time gates. Even if every single player signs a petition that plays the game, even if you get 500,000 people signing a petition to remove the time gates, they're not gonna remove them because Perfect World are normally greedy as a publisher. And even if the developers don't want to add time gates, Perfect World probably would put their foot down and say no, time gates need to stay. Most likely. This is just me guessing. But yeah, I just if you haven't caught up, I really hate time gates in games, especially in hack and slash isometric games. It just fuck. It just doesn't belong there. Which one did I have equipped? Shit. Let's just equip the strongest one. More damage and firepower, HP. Portable armory. This is per Mac. Portable armory 189, portable armory 189, 36 anomaly, 41 firepower. 42 anomaly. Someone just subscribed to my YouTube. Let's see who. Kamau Stringer. Kamau Stringer, thank you very much for the YouTube sub. If you're watching, welcome to the Struck Club to you. Really appreciate that. So next, let me just quickly get rid of some gear and then we can keep on grinding. I'm getting rid of some duplicates. Supplies. Is there another supplies? 32 anomaly power. We don't need this. This one, bonus duration. Increased range. Increased range, then supplies. With anomaly, supplies with HP. Let's just get rid of the HP one for now. 36 firepower. $41, 40, okay, I think that's enough gear to destroy. Alright, moving on. Oh yeah, Gandrik, I definitely can tell you that Magic Legends does feel like a game where they started with the financial model. Not deciding the model later on. Oh, another annoying boss. Okay, back to lobby. I don't like that fire. Damn, I had a very good pool before. A very good pool of a boss without annoying abilities to farm. It was pretty fun. Let's see...
Interesting.
There we go. Fuck, what went wrong this time? I think he had some sort of an annoying ability with knockback. Fishing for a good boss spawn takes a while sometimes. And it's actually not a boss. Why am I calling it a boss? Fishing for a good elite spawn.
Like some old reports.
Let's see. Is there a better weapon than this one to use right now? I've probably gotten something better. Clip size 100, clip size 60. Maybe I can use the clip size 100. And instead of this one I can use the Shield Maiden. Oh, Shield Maiden gun. That's perfect for me, I think. But with Shield Maiden, maybe it's gonna take them longer to kill me. So I say let's use this one. Shield Maiden would help me survive, but it also, in the end, it adds a little extra time to how long it takes them to kill me in between kills. Somehow he was healing, maybe from the poison or whatever. Come on. Not much more left. It's 11:43 p.m. here where I am. A little after midnight I'm gonna stop and go feed my pet, give him medicine and have my dinner. The little rascal, oh, he's pretty fine. Let me check if he's sleeping, just a moment. He's sleeping. As you know, I make something that's like, if this is the bed and there's a duvet on top of it, I make the duvet shaped like this. Kind of like this. This is how I shape the duvet on top of the bed. So from here, the light that comes through the lighting setup that I've got for my stream just hits the duvet that has been slightly lifted to make like a cave, but it's not with a hood, but kind of like this. And then this makes him shade, and he likes sleeping there in the shade, where the light is not shining on his eyes. On his eyelids. So he's right now standing there in that place. Like an open cocoon, yeah, kind of. I need to take a picture of it sometime, so it would be easier to understand, to explain. Speaking of pictures, I can try and show you a picture of him from a few days ago that my brother took in one of his favorite poses to sleep in. It's one of the weirdest poses he likes sleeping in. Let's try and grab that picture just a moment. Okay, just a moment. This one. he slept like this after that. My brother said that he slept for a while in this same position. He loves doing that like a human. Belly up. Yeah, the belly up position, his favorite position. Like the coat color. Oh yeah, he's a British short hair. They call it blue, but they're not really blue. They're kind of grey. But it's called British short hair blue. The breed and the sub-breed or whatever. Although he's a mix. His grandma was a Scottish fold. So he's not a purebred British short hair. That's why he's a little smaller. He's smaller than your typical male British short hair adult. Because British short hair cats can get very big. They can get massive. But this guy, he inherited some of the little genes from I think his grandmother, who was a Scottish fold. But he didn't inherit the folded ears. And I think that's actually pretty good that he didn't inherit the folded ears. Because I've heard those cause problems to cats. In general, purebred animals are much weaker and let's say much less healthy than mixed animals. That's why the animals on the street are the most resistant to all sorts of stuff, because their genetics just have been as evolution adapting to all sorts of bullshit that they can encounter. Whereas with purebred animals, they're kind of inbreeding the same bloodlines over and over without any mixtures from other bloodlines, and it's just, yeah, you can kind of see it's not that great. And I'm happy that he's actually not a full purebred, so he's a little bit healthier. Although I can't call him much healthy because he still has problems with his kidneys and takes medicine twice a day, every day. But this problem with the kidneys most likely wasn't inherited. It was just there's many things that could cause this. What was the name? This chronic kidney disease. Many things can cause this. So I have no idea what caused it, but whatever it is, not much we can do other than just give him medicine for quality of life. At least it's manageable. At least it's manageable. It's it's not really that expensive, the medicine. It's still expensive. It's like 50 euro a month for all the medicine he needs to take, but it's not that terrible. As long as it can provide him quality of life, it's fine. As long as he's not in pain, although I guess he's constantly in pain, one way or another. Like if you touch him at the back, at the middle of the back, near where the kidneys are, he would kind of feel it, and he doesn't like getting touched much there. And he starts purring as a defense mechanism, but it's not like that he likes it. It's that he is feeling pain, and that's his response to when he's feeling pain, which is pretty weird. Pretty weird for a cat to start purring when he's in pain. He starts purring and licking you, as if you're in pain to make it go better. So when I pet him, I try to pet him around the top, near the head and the neck, stuff like that, where he doesn't feel pain. But yeah, he's one of the weirdest animals I've seen. I mean, I've had a cat before, our old cat that we had before him. We had her for a long time, 15, 16, whatever years, I don't remember exactly how many years it was. But we had her for a while, and she was the complete opposite of this guy. She was very vindictive, evil, aggressive, whereas this guy, he's anything but evil and aggressive as an animal. He's never attacked a person intentionally, only when we are playing with him, and it's not really an attack, it's just playing. And he's never hissed. Not once in his life have I heard him hissing. It's a strange creature. Well, no legendary today. I'm gonna do a few more kills. We've got like 20 minutes or so. Hopefully it doesn't happen like yesterday, to get the legendary and then it goes to my stash. Oh, I got one yesterday, but it went to my stash, so not much I can do. I can't access my stash to use the weapon. People are saying they nerfed the drops, maybe with that patch from yesterday, but that patch from yesterday was before my stream, and yet people were still getting good drops, so people just don't understand RNG. Yeah, I mean, one person yesterday started doing chests on the first run, he got a legendary. Another person that was in my team got a legendary a little bit before he joined my party, and then after he joined the party, probably 50 runs in, 40 runs in, he gets another one. So it's just RNG. Yeah, people really have no idea how it works. And why would they care about the fucking demo drop rates? You're not farming on the hardest difficulty. You're farming on 25% modifier instead of 300% modifier. I mean, come on. It's not even the final game. It's world tier 5. And you're not even killing bosses, you're killing a fucking elite. Or opening some chests in the very first zone of the game. They're expecting for it to rain legendaries in a game that has so much rerolling and quality of life. See, if Torchlight 3 with its bad drop rates of legendaries had all the quality of life this game has, where you can do so many things like change the affixes, level up an item that's low level and stuff like that, I wouldn't mind the drop rates in Torchlight 3 the way they are. In this game they already have legendaries dropping. I'm actually surprised legendaries are even dropping in world tier 5 in the demo. I was not expecting to get legendary loot in the demo, but okay, we still can get it. But as I said, this is 25% modifier of the drop rates, and on world tier 15 you get 300. See, legendary drop rate modifier. So if there's 0.01% chance, this is 0.01 plus 25% of that 0.01, so it's 0.0125. And with this one, instead of 0.1, it would be 0.4, because it's giving you 3 times that 0.1 on top of it. So it's gonna be 0.04 instead of 0.01, just as an example. Obviously that's probably not the real number, but yeah. See, they can get 4 legendary items, 4 legendary weapons here, just by unlocking those tiers for the first time. How many games give you this much? And every legendary counts. Every legendary, regardless of the level, you can make something good out of it, or you can sacrifice it and extract the mod and then put that mod in another weapon. If it's already a repeat base, if you have that base twice. They should be happy there's even legendaries in the demo in the first place. Your friend got the Rarok rifle second kill into farming yesterday. That's pretty nice. That is pretty nice. And welcome back, Cindy Sandoval. Let's keep going. Any work at the vendors lately? I barely check the vendors. I've been only once to the vendors today. I just don't do vendors. It's boring for me to camp in the town and try and get a vendor, and it's fine. I mean, I'm gonna get purple items aplenty when the game launches. The same goes for legendaries. You're gonna get enough when the full game is here. Even while just doing the story and leveling, you're going to be getting a lot of purple and eventually a decent amount of legendaries. Right now I'm just farming to unlock some mods that I can later use and tinker with and upgrade, but that's all there is. I mean, if I get legendaries, fair enough, good. I'm not gonna play for many more days, maybe 2-3 more days max of playing this game. Most likely 2 more days. Come on. Here we go. But yeah, okay, tomorrow I will be making a Technomancer theory craft video. Where I'm gonna show all the skill tree nodes of the Technomancer with some theory crafts at the end, just like the video I made today for the Pyromancer. And if I think I have enough time, I can make a second one for Trickster or Devastator. But in the end I wanna have 4 videos, one for every class, where I'm showing the class passive skill trees and showing a few different theory crafts for different builds that people can follow when the game is here, when the full game is here, and they just wanna follow some sort of skill point allocation setup without thinking too much about it until they beat the game, until they're max level, and start tinkering with more meta stuff with items. I think it's gonna be helpful to a lot of people out there to have something like that to follow. Incomplete builds, but at least being able to show the skill point allocations with those 20 traits is good enough for me as a starter setup. And eventually those would end up evolving into full-fledged builds when I get some items. And when I start tinkering with crafting and stuff. Boom. So it's already past midnight. It's 4 minutes past midnight. A bit more of grinding, and then I will be done for the day. keep going. There we go. Sometimes it takes them a little bit longer to kill me, sometimes it's quicker. Boom. But there's some interesting builds one can make with toxic and with the freezing on this guy. Very interesting setups. And I think that either anomaly power or weapon firepower based builds could be good. But time will tell. Time will tell when we start doing endgame and we see what works better, weapon based builds or anomaly power based builds. But I'm assuming they've balanced it in such a way that either way should be an okay one to go. XMX says he's out for now. Have a good night. Well, thank you very much for stopping by. I will, and you too have a good rest of your day as well. Thanks again for stopping by. I'm gonna do a few more kills and then I'll be out as well. Give Sky medicine. And hope you enjoy the game when you play more of it, because 10 minutes definitely is not enough to experience much in it. The real fun starts after you finish the pro-walk, and by the time you're level 7 on one hero, you'll kind of have an idea of some things that work and don't work for that hero and how you might want to do certain things. With just 2 trade points, there obviously isn't much about the trades and stuff that we can do. But at least we can tinker around by moving one of the powers out of the rotation and so on. 4 powers instead of just 3 is good. A little bit of extra good diversity of what skills people can use. Obviously with 8 abilities it's gonna open up so many possibilities. And with all the mods we have in armors and weapons, I just can't wait for the real build making to start. How am I doing with the weapons? Do I need to delete a few, just in case? Let's see. This turret looks so sick though. With all the bone kind of design. There's a lot of things in this game that they've designed as if there's some sort of skeleton around them, exoskeleton or whatever you want to call it. It's pretty interesting. As you've seen, weapons like the Grim Arrow and the Thunderbird have those designs as well. There was one more, I forgot the name of that, also has similar design. And then there's the turret too, as you see. But yeah, 3 days of farming, 3 days of getting mods for different heroes. Tomorrow I'm probably gonna be doing this on a Pyromancer, and it's gonna be a little bit more difficult. Although on Pyromancer I already got a bunch of mods from farming chests last night after my stream. So I guess with Pyromancer that's the way to get the mods for me, the easier way to just do some chests. Not sure if I'll be doing Pyromancer with this tomorrow, we'll see. I definitely don't want to stream myself doing chests because it's just boring if I'm only doing chests, not shooting a single bullet. I could maybe play that mission with the payback mission if this one I can't burst with pyro. We'll see. If I can burst this one with pyro, then no problem. Maybe I can take a weapon with Life Leech and Shield Maiden, and that could allow me to do it on a pyro. And if I take ash bullets could help as well. Freezing bullets. Okay, a few more kills and we're done. It's already 12:15, 15 past midnight. Let's say 5 more minutes and then I'm done. this freeze walk was nice. A bit more, 2 more minutes or so. Let's say 3 more queues. This one and 2 more queues maybe. Okay, one more queue, final one. The final queue dropped 0. Well, that's gonna be it for tonight from me. Thanks Truckweb for tuning in on Twitch and on YouTube. Keep it cool until next time, and goodbye. And tomorrow, as I promised, the video for the Technomancer with some theory crafts example builds that you could try. Again, keep it cool and goodbye from me.